The parents, in order to give their daughter a better life, actually secretly ate roasted tree bark. But when the daughter came back, she not only showed no concern for her weak and thin parents, but instead cruelly demanded the family's last bit of money. Even the eggs that her parents treated as treasures, she just took one bite and then threw it on the table. And she did this only because they were not her biological parents. Her real parents were actually the richest people in town. To please her biological parents and adopted daughter, she spent all of her husband's compensation money just to buy the adopted daughter an expensive watch. But little did she know, the adopted daughter would never agree to let her come home. Instead, she coldly pushed her out into the rain. At that moment, a thunderclap rang out. 40 years later, the girl was reborn and came back. Looking at the familiar scene before her and hearing the ridicule of her biological parents, the girl finally realized that in her previous life, she had been so foolish, because her real parents had never intended to take her back home. Yet in order to please them, she caused her adoptive parents to starve to death. Even her own husband, who had tried to earn money to buy her things, died in an accident. The girl, after realizing this, secretly swore she would never try to please them again. So she threw the adopted daughter out into the rain and gave her a harsh lesson. After cutting ties with her biological parents, she picked up that expensive watch, planning to exchange it for money to treat her husband's illness. Meanwhile, the man whose leg had been crushed while working in the mine was lying in bed being scolded by his sister-in-law, but the man did not complain. Instead, he began to defend his wife, saying directly that if his wife could live a rich life, it didn't matter if his leg could never be healed. But his words successfully angered his sister-in-law. She couldn't help but accuse the woman of being selfish, saying she was using the whole family's efforts just to make herself live comfortably. But her words also made the mother very angry. She couldn't help but scold the sister-in-law, saying all the family's money should go to her daughter. Seeing their mother like this, the younger son immediately made his stance clear. He said bluntly that when he made money in the future, he would spend it all on buying things for his sister. Hearing this, the mother showed a satisfied expression on her face. She immediately rewarded the younger son with an egg, but when she saw her daughter return, she snatched the egg away again and carefully handed it to her daughter. Looking at her frail mother in front of her, the woman sadly shed tears. Thinking about how they would rather go hungry just to make her life better, she was so moved that she hugged her mother tightly, crying that she would never go back to her real parents again and that she only had one mother, the woman standing before her. Looking at the egg her mother had peeled for her, she chose not to eat it herself, but instead stuffed it into her younger brother's mouth. Seeing her brother's happy face, the woman felt very